Hey, how's it going? I'm Anthony from the Best in the West. Thank you for tuning into my video. Today we're going to do a skid steer for a business. We're going to go over investment, how to market it. This is a great business because a lot of contractors in California, I don't know where you guys are from, don't have their own equipment. So they farm out the demo, they farm out the pumping. So I used to do a lot of equipment videos, which is my passion, like Bobcat and pump videos. But it was weird because a lot of customers and people on YouTube, I don't know why, would call and say, "Do you do concrete or is this a pumping company?" Or so I stopped doing as many, but it's what I like to do and it helps so many people out. I'm not charging anything. I'm just putting them up here, giving you my opinion, my ideas, whatever. You can take it for what it's worth. We'll go over the investment, marketing, what equipment to buy. This is a 5 foot wheelbase. This is a case. An old school case is a great investment. They run so reliable. They got major power with the breaker on it. You guys have heard me break with them. It sounds so mean. You can get a Bobcat. I like the feet and hands better. This is pilot controls. So the question would be if you're going to start at which size skid steer you would need for your area. Around here, there's a lot of tight areas. I started off with this size, but a Bobcat, an S1 763. It was before the S series, then the S series came out, and I had an S150 and S160. But I always have a 5 foot wheelbase with the reach of this skid steer. So if you need to haul it with your own equipment, your own trailer, it's fine, couple loads. But if you have a lot of material, you want to bring a 10 wheeler in and you need this size to load it. So if I go into a backyard a lot, I'll bring the S70 and I'll break it out and bring it out front and then load it to stockpile it and break it with the 10 wheeler. I mean, excuse me, load it with the 10 wheeler. So it depends where you're at, which will work for you first. If you need to go into a lot of tight areas, I'd go with an S70, a hammer, and a dump trailer. So let's talk about the truck. You need definitely a F250 if you're going to tow a dump trailer on a skid steer, and it can't be a gas. It's underpowered, and you'll regret it later. So you definitely got to have an S250. And the prices of these diesel trucks is outrageous. A good way to do it is to get an old uh 60 Ford, because those motors are notoriously not that good. But if you bulletproof it, it's worth it. So if you get a 60 for 10, 12 grand and then bulletproof it, you have about 18,000 into the truck, which it's going to be money. It's going to run. That's what that truck is. That's a bulletproof 60, and it's just like clockwork. Never had a problem with it. And this case is super reliable. All the skid steers are good, depending on what controls you like. But for me, the feet and hands, the Bobcat's the best that I like the best. I'm the fastest on it. This doesn't have it. The breaker triggers on the foot on this, which I like it on the thumb. The S70's on the arm. You have to put the arm out. They used to, on the old 463, they used to have it on the thumb, which I was faster. But you got to deal with what they got. But you can still get very efficient, as you can see. I'm just knocking this driveway. Another thing that I haven't gone over is a lot of times I say I don't work for months. That means contracting. I need to reiterate. I do a lot of demos and pumps I'll pick up here and there for other contractors will call me. This isn't my job. The homeowner or contractor called me and asked me to demo it out. So, like for example, this is about 750 square feet or something. So I came and broke this, had a 10 wheeler timing come, loaded it, made 3 grand in about an hour and a half. That's how you do it. Don't ever do anything by the hour. When you're self-employed, you're not on a clock. Do it by the square footage or by the load. Like for example, if you charge 100 an hour, just arbitrary number because it's even, to run this Bobcat, you work 8 hours straight with some guy watching you saying you're on the phone for an hour or whatever, bitching at you when it's time to get paid. And you just say you make 808 hours. Well, I did one whole load and I made 3 grand. So you do it by the load or by the square footage, and you want at least $3 a square foot out front. Backyard's about $5 a square foot. So you can average easily without even trying. Once you get pretty good at it, probably 250,000 a year with a Bobcat service, just with no dump truck, just the dump trailer, the Bobcat, the breaker, and your truck. So it's probably you can get a good skid steer used for 20 grand probably. So I'd start off with one this size with a 5 foot wheelbase. And then either you're doing bigger or smaller jobs. If you're doing tighter jobs, I would get the S70 and this combo and that breaker for each one. And you're going to do 250, no problem. I mean, if you're going to go to college and waste your time and owe all this money, you could just be cruising, being done by one or two, doing whatever you want, being a dad, going to soccer games with your kids, going on vacation. What it gives you a lot of freedom, and you work for yourself. So for me, I mean, there's higher paying things. I mean, if you're a scholar and you're going to go be a doctor or a lawyer, or you want to be a teacher, an accountant, you need a degree, and that's your thing. I'm talking about people that want to get in and be their self-employed, like being outside, don't want to be inside in a cubicle or an office. This is an amazing, this is the best business out there as far as construction and pumping, either one. I do both. I'm a master at both. I haven't seen too many people that do both, but you can pick whatever you do. I'm going to be doing a video on pumping for a career too and go over the prices and what you can make. But this is just easy breezy, 3 grand. I mean, if it took me 2 hours after I cleaned up, I'd be surprised. I didn't actually time it. And if you're going to start a business, get the right equipment, the right truck, the right skid steer, the right dump trailer, get the right everything. Because it's a pain in the ass to get rid of it, save the money, get the right stuff. That's my boy Tony. That's his truck, the 10 wheeler. I use him all the time. He's amazing. He's got a couple trucks, so I just call him in and say, "Hey, give me 40 minutes. I'll have it broke, and then pull up and I'll load you and you go." So it works out good. So in your area, you don't need to mess with the DOT. You don't need to mess with the registration on a dump truck. You can use a dump trailer, and if you have a significant amount of material, just get buddies with a guy with a 10 wheeler, and you just stockpile it. Like if I'm bringing it out from the backyard, and just say it's 3 loads, I'll bring a load out before he gets there with the S70. He shows up, I load him with the case, he leaves, and then I bring another load out and I just keep stockpiling it where I'm a load or two ahead of him. And if he has 2 trucks, you can just keep rocking and rolling all day long. This case has never broke on me. This is the only equipment of everything I've ever owned. I bought brand new in 2007, and it sat at my yard. I rarely used it. I had other tractors I used, so when I got rid of everything, this didn't have any hours on it. It's only got 1100 now. So once you hear it, the way it breaks and the way it sounds, I'm the only one that's ever ran it. So it's broken. I know how to break stuff in perfect. You can demo with this breaker wide open. You can pry footings. If you know what you're doing, you're not putting any pressure on it. People say you can't pry, they don't know what they're doing. I've had breakers for 15 years that I beat so bad and they never blew. I never had them rebuilt, nothing. So if you know how to do it, you're not putting pressure on the bit. Oh shit, it's fine. And if you need a breaker or a hookup, or you want to be consulted on how to start a skid steer business, and you need a hammer, or you want me to look at the Bobcat, even over FaceTime, whatever, I'll take a look at it. I'll tell you what it's worth just by hearing the motor, hearing it break. Oh no! And if you need the breaker, like I said, I can get new, used, any brand you want, Susan, whatever you want. I can hook you up with a breaker. And if you want to come out here and learn, I consult. If you want to come out here for a week or two and go demo every day with me, we can do that. Or if you're doing the pumping, we can do that. We can find the equipment. So I think 50 grand with a dump trailer, a skid steer, and a breaker, not counting the truck, you could easily do 40. And then once you get the truck, so figure 58, 60 for the whole investment. This has got wire in it on one side, rebar on the other side. The wire is kind of a pain in the ass because you can't get as much in the truck with all the voids. And if you get back there and try and sledge it, move the pieces, it just rips your shins. It's not even worth it. Whatever you load, that's basically what you get. You kind of move it around. If it has rebar, it's much easier, excuse me, because you can punch the rebar right out and throw it to the side. And then I throw the rebar on the bottom and then just load on top of it. But this wire is a total nightmare for it holds together pretty good. You just have to shake it and wiggle it once you get the bit through, like I'm doing, to separate it. Because you only get like 8 yards or something, and normally you can get 10 yards in there. So it's a significant amount. This only comes up to 9 yards, and we barely got it. We overloaded it to get it in there, but you got to know what you're doing. And if you do never have um, operated a skid steer, when you get one, you can practice moving dirt or something. Because just taking it off the trailer is sketchy when you first do it and you've never done it. It sounds stupid, but it's really weird, the balance points and stuff. It was for me anyway. I mean, you're white knuckling holding on. But as far as a business, um, I don't see how you can make more money in any. And if you get sick or you get hurt or you get older and you have a significant amount of customers, you can hire somebody and they're making 3 G's a day and you just pay them 500 a day, you're making 2,500 a day. I mean, I'm not selling some course on here going to show you how to use a mag float or bull float and the big ticket items of power trail. I mean, give me a break. That's so stupid. When you have equipment, you can justify making 3, 4, 5,000 a day. Nobody questions you. Look at my rig. Look at my setup. Look at my skid steer. And I run solid tires always. You can run whatever you want. I'm just sick of getting flats because I'm a concrete contractor, so I'm mainly demoing concrete. But I do asphalt and haul dirt, whatever. But I mean, you're going to get so many flats. And when I was starting, and you're not that good, I was buying brand new tires and, a piece of rebar would go over the corner and puncture the sidewall. And I only had the tire for an hour. I just didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't have the luxury of taking my time and learning. I was already learning the pumping and I had been doing it for a year or two. And then I bought the skid steer. So it's all been on the job training for me. And if you learn that way, you will have supreme confidence because nobody showed you. You pulled it off. You have people calling you, paying you for what they see and what you're worth. It's a definite honor, to do it self-taught and do it all. I never had a job till I was 31 and I just rock and roll this stuff, but I was under the gun and I don't mind that stuff. Pumping's high pressure. You got big crews out there and they're gonna get paid if you place the concrete and all the finishers are there. Demo is a little bit better in my opinion because you're the first guy on the job, so the money's there. The guy's got a wad on him, the contractor. He can't wait to pay you because he's going to get a big draw. When you pump, you're kind of at the end of the job. Most guys underestimate it. They lost money or they're not making what they think, and they're kind of bitter, looking for somebody to blame. So in that sense, in regards, Bobcat, you can do 1,500 to 5 grand in a day all day long, and you could do multiple of these like I did 2 driveways this day and then another one. So I did 3 that week. I demoed for other people. They weren't my jobs. And then when I'm demoing it, they didn't know who I was. I think they found me on Google, all 3 of them. I'd say, "Hey, do you want me to pump this?" They're like, "What? You got a concrete pump?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Look at the back of my truck. I've been pumped." Yeah. And then 2 of the guys said, "Can you bring a crew and pour it?" So I mean, I made probably 15 grand off 3 jobs in 1 week. So I mean, that's take home. And that's just the way you do it. The more you're on the job, the and people you don't know, you run across and they see what you offer and your equipment, and then you say, "I'll pump it or I'll pour it for you." The more opportunities you come across, it's the best advertising you could do is showing up in person and them watching you work and paying you for what you're worth. And then it just branches off. Like I've came to pump a job before and I'll see 60, 70 yards of dirt back there and I'll say, "Hey, you want me to get rid of that dirt for X amount?" Just say 9, 10,000. And they're like, "Can you do it tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do it tomorrow." So I just pumped and made, 6, 7, 800 a grand. And then I'm coming back making another seven doing the dirt. So you never know what you're coming across, but they need a need for it because you're there pumping it or demoing it. So they're going to place it back, or they got other like they're doing the patio and next they want to do the driveway and they're like, "Yeah, you can do the driveway. Give me a price." And so you come across so much stuff. It's insane how much stuff I came across by running a service. I never wanted to be a contractor. I always wanted to just run a Bobcat pump service because, in my opinion, when I look at a business, the more wheels you have to turn, the more complicated and convoluted the business gets. With one wheel, with a couple pumps and a couple skid steers and a dump trailer, for me, I'm the wheel. I can turn it. I could turn 10 grand a week easy, and I'm not even working that much. But I put my time in. You saw how fast I did this. I show up here about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I don't really start that early because there's only one load, and I'm home by 11:30. I'm at the beach by noon, on my bike or whatever I'm doing. I live in paradise. I live where people come to vacation all over the world, is where I live in my backyard. And to live in these zip codes is very tricky. The prices and the cost of living. You have to learn how to maneuver and go against the grain and figure your own path in your own way. And for me, it was pumping and demo, and it couldn't have worked better. So if you want to start a Bobcat business, you want to be consulted, or just this is an idea for you to run with wherever you live, run with it. You know, everything I do is ordained by the Lord, and I think you need to publicly say that to be successful at stuff. If you're honest and crap goes bad, it's just a test. It's just a learning lesson. Don't Everyone's afraid to fail in public or something or look stupid. Don't You're just gonna have to go for it. But taking it on and off the trailer, learning the motions. What I would say, if you get a tractor, a Bobcat, excuse me, skid steer this size, and you get that's a 68-inch bucket, you can easily flip over if you're on a slope or loading it. And it's very demoralizing when you first start because you don't know where to go and you're kind of paranoid. So if you have a smaller bucket, like a 54-inch, you can get the controls down and load for a month or so, and you know the balance point. You can't flip over with a bucket that small on a skid steer this size. Use a smaller bucket. Buy two, get one used, but use a smaller bucket. That's what I would say. You can go on hillside slopes, lifting huge buckets for the 54-inch. It won't. The counterweight's too big. It won't tip it over. Because I tipped over the first day I was on it, and I was like, "Holy crap, this thing's spooky!" Just like pumping. We got some rad wet clay here. I only run wheel loaders on any soil. I don't give a crap if it's that's Brandon, excuse me, that's the homeowner. Coolest dude. That's my friend Greg and Big D helping with the street. They stopped by and saw me. So I'm just gonna scratch this out. I actually come back and pump this for him. So when I do the pump video for a career, you'll see me pouring this, I think. We tried to stitch a bunch of my service calls or jobs on one video each. It just didn't work. Ladybug said it was a nightmare. So we just put this on here. But the point is, what I'm giving you, how to start it and what to do is the way to go. There you go. There's a grading job. So we just got to put some Portland and sand on that and compact it and barely mist it. It'll cure that dirt. So if you want to do anything with the Bobcat service, give me a call. Thank you very much for watching the Best in the West.